Question number 31 on the reading portion of College Board's Test 5. Which of the following claims is supported by Figure 2? So now we have to deal with Figure 2. It looks like it's very similar to question 30 in that they're comparing organic yield as percent of conventional yield by species. So no longer is it crop type, we're talking about species. And realize just this comparison, we care about all these are less than conventional because it's organic yield as compared to conventional, because we know from the passage that it says that conventional agriculture, around line 55, conventional agriculture is more efficient, so therefore organic farming produces fewer crops than conventional farming. So as always, the organic yield as a percent of the conventional yield is always going to be less than 100% because there's fewer organic crops that are being made than conventional. So if we take a look at which of the following is supported by Figure 2, let's just read A, B, C, D and see if they're true, yes or no. A, of the organically grown species represented, soybeans have the lowest yield. Is that true? Do soybeans, which is this circle, have the lowest yield? No, they have the highest yield, actually. They have a yield that's close to 90%. The lowest yield is wheat. So A is incorrect. It's factually incorrect. What about B? The organically grown maize and barley. So maize and barley, that's maize and barley. Represented are comparable in their yields to conventionally grown maize and barley. No, that's not true. Because if they were comparable to the yield, they would be 100%. If organic yield as percent of conventional yield, that means that we're just comparing the organic over the conventional. And in order for them to be the same, in this case, it means that we have to make if we had 55 in the organic, we have 56 in the conventional. That's nearly 100%. So no, that's not true because we know that these things are much less than 100%. This one looks like it's 80 something. This one looks like it's 60 something. That's not saying that the organic is very close to the conventional yield because the organic, as we see in these data points, is much less than 100%. Which means that these produce fewer crops per square unit area than conventional agriculture. So no. Let's see. Of the organically grown species represented, tomatoes have the highest yield. Is that true? Tomatoes have the highest yield. That's not true. Soybean has the highest yield. So that's just factually incorrect as well. Get rid of that too. What about D? The organically grown species represented have lower yields than their conventionally grown counterparts do. That is going to be factually true. Because conventional agriculture is this line. That's 100%. When you get a data point that's 100%, that means that the organic yield is just as much as the conventional yield. And what is this question saying? Broadly speaking, the organically grown species have lower yields because every single one of these organic yields as a percent of conventional, every single one of these is lower than 100%. Therefore, the organic yields are lower than conventional yields. That is true in the graph, and it's also true if we remember in this paragraph, line 45 to 60 something. That's exactly what they said as well. It's corroborated in the text, even though this question isn't related to the text. It's just about the figure. But at least we know that we feel good about picking answer choice D.